You know the feeling, don't you? Your stomach sinks. Your mind races. What did I say wrong? Am I not interesting enough? Why does this always happen to me? A tiny digital event, a silence of a few minutes, has the power to hijack our entire emotional state. Why do we give external, often insignificant events such a devastating power over our inner peace? The answer is simple, yet profound. We are taking the game too seriously. Worse, many of us don't even know we are playing a game. What if I told you that the key to truly unshakable confidence isn't learning not to care, but rather becoming a master player in the great game of social life? By the end of this video, you will understand the hidden rules that govern our interactions, and learn the fundamental strategy that can make you psychologically invulnerable to rejection. That pain you feel, the one that comes from the unanswered message, the ignored invitation, the compliment that never came. It's real, and it hurts so much because it feels personal. It feels like a final, definitive judgment of your worth as a human being. But why? Why can such a small interaction cause such a deep wound? The answer lies in how we construct our identity for the world. From an early age, we learn to create a kind of self for public consumption, a version of ourselves that is acceptable, lovable, competent. We assemble a character who knows what to say, how to dress, what interests to have. It's our social armor. The problem is that for many of us, this armor has fused to our skin. There is no longer a separation between the self we present and the self we truly are, deep down. We believe we are our social media profile, our job title, our popularity in a circle of friends. The Swiss psychologist Carl Jung had a name for this social mask: the persona. The persona is an essential tool. It allows us to interact, cooperate, navigate the complex webs of society. The danger, according to Jung, was never in having a persona. The mortal danger to our peace of mind is believing that you are the persona. When this fusion happens, the opinions of others cease to be just opinions and become the arbiter of your identity, the judge of your worth. And that's why it hurts so much. When someone ignores your message, it's not your message being ignored. It's your persona. But since you believe you are the persona, the rejection echoes like a total annihilation of your being. It's not a no to a request. It's a no to your existence. It's an existential wound, not just a social one. And you're left there, bleeding, without understanding why the blow seemed so disproportionate to the event that caused it. But what if the solution isn't to build thicker armor, or to try to numb yourself so you don't feel anything anymore? What if the solution is a radical change in perspective? This is where we leave traditional psychology and enter the realm of philosophy, guided by one of the most lucid minds of the 20th century. The philosopher Alan Watts proposes an idea that, at first, may seem trivial, but holds the secret to inner freedom. He invites us to stop treating life as a problem to be solved, or a battle to be won, and to start seeing it as a piece of music to be enjoyed, or a game to be played. Think about that for a moment. Does an actor who takes the stage to perform a tragedy, whose character is betrayed and dies in the final act, suffer an identity crisis backstage? No. He may have given a brilliant or a mediocre performance, but the actor's identity remains intact. The character's fate does not define the person's worth. Think of a chess master. When he loses a game, when his queen is captured, does he break down, believing he's a failure as a human being? No. He analyzes the game, learns from his mistakes, and prepares for the next match. He understands the fundamental difference between the self who plays and the piece on the board. What we are doing in our social lives is the exact opposite. We are confusing ourselves with the pieces. We believe that if our piece is captured, we have been annihilated. The excessive seriousness, the belief that the outcome of every small interaction defines who we are, is the true source of our suffering. It is this seriousness that turns a no into a wound. Alan Watts said, "This is the real secret of life, to be completely engaged with what you are doing in the here and now. And instead of calling it work, realize it is play. When you play, you are not disinterested. On the contrary, you are fully present, focused, using the best of your abilities. But deep down, you know it's a game. And that subtle awareness changes everything. It allows you to take risks, to be bold, to try a new move, because your real identity, your true self, is not at stake. This clarity is liberating. It moves us from the position of a victim of circumstances and offers us a new way of being. But it also leads to a fundamental question. Okay, life is a game. How do I become a good player? How do I win? This is where philosophy lends a hand and gives us the strategy, the player's handbook. The first, and perhaps only rule to play well, is to differentiate the board from your moves. The board is the external world. It's the reactions of other people, the social media algorithm, the economy, your boss's mood, a message left unread. The board is, by nature, uncontrollable and unpredictable. Trying to control the board is the definition of frustration. It's like a chess player trying to control their opponent's pieces. It's a recipe for madness. Your moves, on the other hand, are your inner universe. Your intentions, your words, your actions, the values that guide those actions. Your moves are the only domain where you have 100% control. And here, Watts's philosophy aligns perfectly with Stoicism. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men who ever lived, gave us the ultimate tool for the player, the dichotomy of control. He teaches us to focus all our energy, all our attention exclusively on what we can control, our thoughts and our actions, and to accept everything else with serenity, as part of the nature of the game. This is the essence of psychological invulnerability. Victory, therefore, must be radically redefined. In a game where you don't control the outcome, victory cannot be the outcome. Victory has to be the quality of your play. Victory is not getting the reply. Victory is having the courage to send the message with authenticity. Victory is not closing the deal. Victory is giving the best and most honest presentation you are capable of. By making this shift, you take your sense of worth out of the world's hands and place it back where it has always belonged, in your success ceases to be a hostage to others' approval. You become the source of your own validation, and that is true freedom. This takes us from philosophy to immediate practice. How do you start playing this new game today? Here are 3 practical steps to begin. First, practice being the detached observer. The next time an external event hits you, the seen but unanswered message, the silence on the other end of the line, before diving into the anxiety spiral, pause. Take a mental step back and observe your own reaction like a scientist observes a phenomenon. Instead of drowning in the feeling, narrate. Tell yourself, interesting. The feeling of rejection has activated my pattern of anxiety and self-criticism. This simple act of observing without judgment creates a small but crucial distance between you and the emotion. You are not the wave. You are the entire ocean watching the wave pass. Second, redefine your rules for victory every day. When you wake up, your main goal for the day cannot be outside your control. Your victory for the day is not getting the date or closing the deal. Your victory is having the courage to ask or making the presentation with integrity. Anchor your success in your actions, not in the results they produce. At the end of the day, the only question that matters is, did I play well? Did I act in accordance with my values? If the answer is yes, you won, regardless of what happened on the board. And third, obsessively focus on the next move. When a move goes wrong, the tendency is to become paralyzed, overanalyzing what happened or fearing future consequences. A good player doesn't get stuck in the past or lost in the future. They return to the only point of power that exists, the now. Just ask yourself, all things considered, what is my best move? Now, is the answer to send another message? Probably not. Is it to focus on another important task? Maybe. Is it to get up, go for a walk, and change your physical and mental state? Often yes. Play the present moment, because it's the only place where the game truly happens. Remember the promise from the beginning? The strategy to become invulnerable isn't to build higher wall, but to understand that when there is nothing to defend. Your true identity, your center of consciousness, is not in play. What is in play is just your persona, a piece on the board, a fantasy you created yourself. By understanding this, you don't stop caring. You start caring about the only thing you can control, the beauty and skill of your own game. If this philosophy resonated with you and you want to learn more strategies to master your inner game, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Your journey to an unshakable mind begins now. What game in your life have you been taking too seriously? And how does the idea of playing to win by focusing on your moves change your perspective? Share your biggest insight in the comments below.